My dear students, write these informations in your science copy. Lecture number 10, Chapter 3, Lesson 5, Topic Modified Stem.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you are all well. By the grace of Almighty Creator, I am also fine. This is Ashraf Islam from Milestone School and College. Today, I am going to discuss about Chapter 3, Lesson 5 to 7, which is about modified stem. Plants are four types mainly. Those are trees, shrubs, undershrubs, and herbs. So before learning modified stem, at first we have to know about stem. So what is stem mainly? Stem, the plant axis that bears buds and shoots with leaves, and at its basal end, roots is called stem. The plant axis that bears buds and shoots with leaves, and at its basal end, roots is called stem. So in most plants, the stem is the major vertical shoot. In some, it is inconspicuous, and in other, it is modified and resembles other plant parts. That means the stem usually grow above the soil level and bear leaves, flowers, and fruits. See, here is a figure of a tree. See, this is sea level, sorry, soil level, and this is root. Soil, upper the soil level, see, this branch, leaf, and so on. You can imagine here flowers and fruits also. So the stem usually grow above the soil level. This is soil level, and above the soil level, and bear leaves, fruits, and flowers, and so on. It is called stem. So see, this is stem, and it bears branches, leaf, flowers, fruits, etc. So this is the stem. Dear students, now we will learn about modified stem. So what is modified stem? Modified stem, in exceptional occasions for performing few special functions, stem change their position and structure. These changes are called modification of stem. I repeat once again. In exceptional occasions for performing few special functions, stem change their position and structure. These changes are called modification of stem. Now, types of stem. Based on position, the stems are three types. Based on position, stems are three types. Those are underground modified stem, subaerial modified stem, and aerial modified stem. What are those? Underground modified stem, subaerial modified stem, and aerial modified stem. But today we will discuss about underground modified stem.
Dear students, we have learned about stems and modified stems. Now we will learn about type of stems. Types of stem. Based on position, the stems are of three types. Based on position, the stems are of three types, such as underground modified stem, subaerial modified stem, and aerial modified stem. But today we will learn about underground modified stem. Underground modified stems. To survive from adverse conditions, storage of food, and vegetative propagation, stems of few plants grow beneath the soil surface. These are underground modified stems. I repeat it once again. To survive from adverse conditions, storage of food, and vegetative propagation, stems of few plants grow beneath the soil surface. These are underground modified stems. But we have to learn what is vegetative propagation. Now we will learn about vegetative propagation.
Today in this video, I'm going to discuss about the natural methods of vegetative propagation. Children, before beginning with natural methods, let us revise what we have studied in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, I have told you about vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a method in which the vegetative parts of the body are involved in the production of new plants. Means new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of the body like stem, roots, leaves and buds. And the new plants obtained are the exact copies of the parent plant. Children, there are two methods of vegetative propagation, natural methods and artificial methods. Natural methods occurs naturally, whereas the artificial methods occurs under the influence of human beings. So children, let's start with natural methods of vegetative propagation. Natural methods occurs naturally and during favorable conditions. The first one which we are going to study here is by modified roots. Children, here we are going to take the example of sweet potato. Sweet potato roots become swollen due to stored food. Means the roots of the sweet potato becomes swollen due to the storage of the food, and these roots remain underground. If it remains as it is, then in the next season new plants grow from these roots. Children, let us observe this diagram. You can see the green parts present on these roots. These are the buds present on root tuber. And in the next season, as I have told you, if these roots remain as it is in the soil, new shoot arises from the bud. So children, you can observe here that from the roots new plants are arising. So this is an example of the natural method of vegetative propagation. We have one more picture here. This picture is showing the sweet potatoes. Now let's move on to the other type of vegetative propagation. Here we are seeing the natural methods of vegetative propagation. The second one is by modified stem. Underground as well as subaerial stems are modified specially for vegetative propagation. So let's start with underground stem. The best example of underground stem is potato. Here we are going to study about tuber. Potato is an underground stem tuber and it is also swollen due to the food stored in it. This potato has buds in the depression called eyes. Eyes are the nodes and the buds are the axillary buds. Children, these are the buds we can see present on the surface of potato. Children, if you are going to cut this potato into parts like this one is one part, and this one is the second part, and this one is the third part. If we are going to sow these parts in the soil, then we will observe that a plant arises from both these parts but not from this one. Why? Because these two parts, the part number 1 and part number 2, has buds present on them. Now children, from this we can understand that the vegetative part of the body can also produce a new plant. Now moving on, the next one by underground stem is bulb. Bulbs are short disc-shaped underground stem. It bears fleshy scaly leaves that stores food. The disc-like stem also bears terminal and axillary bud. Children, here we are going to study the example of onion. You can see this. This is called as bulb because of its shape. Now children, here is the longitudinal section of onion. This flat structure is called as a disc and it has axillary as well as terminal bud. This one is terminal bud. I'm again writing here. This one is the terminal bud and this one is the this one is the axillary bud. Now children, these are the fleshy scaly leaves present on the bulb. So present on the disc. So children, this is about the bulb. Now moving on to the next one, by rhizome. This is also an underground stem. These are branched underground stem that swells up due to storage of food. It bears bud which grow into aerial shoots and form new plants. This means that the buds present on the rhizome grows into a new plant. Now moving on to the next one. This is a picture of a rhizome. The next one is by corm. Corm are swollen, flattened and rounded bulb with stored food. These are the corms of gladiolus. Children, each corm, this one is corm, each corm grows into a new plant and develops a new number of corms also. Means they can form more corms. So here this one is gladiolus and we can see the corm of gladiolus. So this corm develops into a gladiolus plant. Into a gladiolus. So children, this is how the vegetative propagation occurs by underground stem. Now the next one is by subaerial stem. Children, subaerial stems grows along the soil and roots and shoots arises from its nodes and form new plants. You can see this picture. This picture shows that suppose this is the soil surface. Then these grows along the soil and wherever the nodes are present, from that nodes the roots and the shoot arises. So children, this is how the underground stem or the subaerial stem propagates. So now moving on to the next type of vegetative propagation by natural method. This is by adventitious buds on leaves. Children, this can be studied by taking the example of bryophyllum. Bryophyllum has fleshy leaves and they bear adventitious buds in the notches present along their margin. Suppose this is a bryophyllum leaf. Then here the notches are present and on these notches the buds arises, and as this leaf fall on the ground in the soil, then each bud develops into an independent plant. So children, this is how the vegetative propagation occurs by leaves. So let us revise what we have studied in this video. Moving back, children, I have told you the different methods of natural vegetative propagation. It occurs naturally and during favorable conditions. The first one was by modified root. We have taken the example of sweet potato and we have seen that how from the roots the new plants arises. Then I have told you about modified stem. Here we can see that the plant propagates by underground as well as by subaerial stems, and we have seen an underground stem about tuber. We have studied the example of potato. Then by bulb, example onion. Then by rhizome, I have told you about ginger. And then by corm, the example is gladiolus. Then by subaerial stem we have seen that the stem grows along the soil and from its nodes the roots and the shoots arises to form new plants. So children, this is how the plant propagate by stem. Here by adventitious buds on leaves. Children, here we have taken the example of bryophyllum and I have told you that on their margins the notches are present and on the notches the buds arises along their margins, and when this leaf fall on the soil, each bud grows into an independent plant. That's all about vegetative propagation. Thank you.
Types of underground modified stems. Underground modified stems are of four types, such as tuber, rhizome, bulb, and core. Underground modified stems are of four types, such as tuber, rhizome, bulb, and core. Now we will discuss about tuber, rhizome, bulb, and core. Tuber. Potatoes are the example of tuber. Tubers bear nodes, internodes, scale, leaves, and auxiliary buds. Potatoes are the example of tuber. Tubers bear nodes, internodes, scale, leaves, and auxiliary buds. Cavities at the leaf axils of scale leaves are called eyes. In favorable conditions, auxiliary buds grow from eyes and give rise to new plants. Tubers are round and swollen due to storage of food. Rhizomes. Stems of ginger, turmeric, etc. plants are examples of rhizome. They grow parallel to soil surface or erect and store foods. It bears clear nodes and internodes. Scale leaves and roots at nodes and buds at the axils of scale leaves are found. Bulbs. Stems of onion, garlic, etc. are bulbs. Their stems are very small and rounded and convex, that means elevated at the middle. Convex, that means elevated at the middle. Nodes and internodes are compassed. Thick and juicy scale leaves are so arranged that the bulb cannot be seen. This stem produces profuse fibrous roots. Corms. Amorphophallus is the example of corm. This stem is very big and more or less rounded. It bears prominent nodes and internodes. Buds from the axils of scale leaves grow laterally and give rise to daughter corm, curved. Afterwards, new plants grow through the buds. I repeat it once again. Amorphophallus is the example of corm. This stem is very big and more or less rounded. It bears prominent nodes and internodes. Buds from the axils of scale leaves grow laterally and give rise to daughter corm, curved. Afterwards, new plants grow through the buds.
Underground stem modifications. Stems present completely inside the soil are called underground stems. Characters of underground stems. They contain nodes, internodes, scale leaves, axillary and terminal buds. They store food materials and become fleshy and bulky. They show perennation. They act as organs of vegetative propagation. They are protected from herbivores by being present in the soil. By the above functions, the underground stem modifications are also called multipurpose stem modifications. Based on the growth patterns and the parts which store food material, underground stem modifications are of 4 types. 1. Rhizome. 2. Corm. 3. Stem tuber. Rhizome. It grows horizontally below the soil. It is dorsiventrally differentiated. It contains nodes and internodes. At the nodes, scale leaves are present. It produces adventitious roots from the ventral side. It produces aerial branches as well as reproductive organs from the dorsal side. Axillary buds developed into branches. These branches store food materials as well as maintain horizontal growth of the rhizome. Terminal bud develops and produces aerial branches. It remains alive even in drought conditions. Examples: Zingiber officinalis, Curcuma longa, Musa paradisica, Canna indica. Corm. It grows vertically in the soil. It is more or less cylindrical in appearance. It bears nodes and internodes. At the nodes, scale leaves are present. The axillary buds produce daughter corms. Apical bud is big and produces aerial shoot. Aerial shoots synthesizes food, which is stored in corm. So corm becomes tuberous. Adventitious roots normally develop from the base, but sometimes also from the sides. Some of the special adventitious roots kept the corm at a particular depth in the soil. These roots are called contractile roots or pull roots. Colocasia. Examples: Amorphophallus, stem tuber. Underground stems produced from the underground branches of the plant body are called stem tubers. The tips of the underground branches store food and become tuberous. These swollen tips of the underground branches are called stem tubers. Examples: Solanum tuberosum. Potato. Starch is stored in the stem tubers. Helianthus tuberosus. Jerusalem artichoke. Inulin is stored in the stem tubers. Stichus tubifera. Stichos is stored in the stem tubers. Structure of potato stem tuber. Potato is a native of South America. It was introduced into India by Portuguese. In India, extensive research on potato is carried out by Central Potato Research Institute, CPR, at Shimla. The stem tuber is more or less cylindrical in shape. It is covered by brown colored layer. It bears many eye-like structures. Each eye represents the nodes. Each eye possesses a semi-lunar leaf scar and an axillary bud in its axil. The scar represents the position of scale leaf. The eyes help in vegetative propagation. They do not possess adventitious roots.
Dear students, we have already learned about stems, modified stems, and underground modified stems. Also, bulbs, culms, tubers, and rhizomes. Now, we will learn what is the differences among them. Now, we will discuss about the differences among bulbs, culms, tubers, and rhizomes. Bulbs. Structurally short stem with fleshy leaves or leaf bases that function as food storage organs during dormancy. Culms. Rounded underground storage organs present in plants consisting of a solen stem base covered with scale leaves. Tubers, much thickened underground part of a stem. Rhizomes, continuously growing horizontal underground stem which puts out lateral shoots and adventitious roots at intervals. Bulbs, modified leaves that store nutrients. Culms, solen stem bases. Tubers, thick underground stems. Rhizomes, solen stems. Bulbs have scales which are the modified leaves. Culms, smooth modified stems. Tubers have fleshy roots. Rhizomes grow horizontally inside the soil. Bulbs have a basal plate. Culms have a basal plate. Tubers do not have a basal plate. Rhizomes do not have a basal plate. Bulbs produce an offspring. Culms produce an offspring. Tubers grow in size in every year. Rhizomes produce an offspring. Bulbs developed by daffodils, hyacinths, oleum, onion, and tulips. Culms developed by gladiolus, freesia, and crocus. Tubers developed by potatoes. Rhizomes developed by iris, lily of the valley, canna, and cola lily.
Dear students, hope you have enjoyed this class. See you again inshallah in next class. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.